Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to make for a while, and that is going to be giving you a tour of my website. Quick disclaimer before we begin, if you hear any barking or moving, I do not know what my neighbors are up to. There's a lot of noise outside, so if that comes onto the video, I am so sorry. But with that, let's go ahead and get started. So I love taking y'all behind the scenes. I did make my own website I think last September, and I recently updated it, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of myself for how it looks. So I'm like, I need to show this off, so I'm gonna give y'all a whole tour of the thing. So for starters, I use Fourthwall as a hosting platform. Fourthwall is a print-on-demand service, so they're really good for merch and making products, but they do allow you to have your own free storefront, which is why I went for them. I'm gonna be honest, I did not feel like paying like $15 a month for a website when I could just not pay for that. What I did do is pay for my own domain. So at the top it does say thecatlaroo.com. Bought it off Namecheap for a really good price. So if you're looking for a cheap way to have your own website, I would definitely recommend Fourthwall. I do have a link for them in my description if you want to try it out or just take a look at it, and I can make a more in-depth video about it later if y'all have any questions. And basically, I just was able to format this in a way that I can use it as an author website, which was my main goal, but also to sell products, which is another thing I want to do, just because there's a lot of, I guess, branches to like the creative world for myself I envision, and selling products is definitely part of them. And what I also love about Fourthwall is that you can sell both digital products and print-on-demand products. But that's enough about them because this isn't sponsored. This is purely just me sharing my experience with something I like. One thing I will say, I did make all this by myself. So I'm not the most like tech savvy person. I'm a drag and drop website kind of gal. And so this definitely gave me the option to do that. I'm also not the most skilled graphic designer. I made all my graphics in Canva, and I did take the majority of my pictures and edited them. So that's how those came about, just as a little disclaimer. But anyway, enough of me yapping. Let's get into the tour. So as you can see, this is my landing page. It immediately opens up with the phrase, "the heart made in heaven." That's kind of just like a little saying I want to kind of trademark, I guess, but I honestly don't know. It's a little too coquette for me. Like, let me know what y'all think. Like, is that too coquette? And that is a picture I actually did take not too long ago. I took it in November. So if you go over to my vlog channel, it'll be very easy for you to find where I took that. And I absolutely love how it came out. And so then I try to add a little bit about me section, even though I like refuse to have any pictures of me up on my website. And I have a variety of reasons for doing that, but the biggest one is like, I just don't think I match the aesthetic. I think I would bring my brand's aesthetic value down. No, I'm just kidding. I do want to keep the aesthetic consistent, so that is one of the reasons, but not all of it. And then right here, I'm showing my offering for Valentine's Day. I'll get into that a little bit later, but it's just immediately showing you the product. And then Twisted Shame. So this is the whole reason why I have a website in the first place. When I was writing this poetry collection last year, I was like, I really need like a place for people to be able to download it from, but I didn't want to do Amazon KDP because, back to the not being very tech savvy, I didn't feel like struggling to upload that because I have uploaded on KDP before, and it's just not my favorite experience. Nothing wrong with KDP. They are actually a really good platform, but it's a me issue. I was like, I need to make this as simple as possible for me, and having my own website seemed to be the answer. So if you are interested, Twisted Shame is available on my website to download. And this is kind of in the works, is the stationery. I am going to have a couple of products on here, but that's kind of in the works. We'll circle back to that. And then of course, I do have this really cool feature where you can see my latest YouTube videos, and I think it's so cool. It will actually take you straight to my channel. So ignore the fact that this is a different account, but yeah, there's all my little videos, so that's so fun for me. And same with the Instagram, it'll take you straight to my Instagram page, so I think that's really cool. And then down here I have my little social media icons, so Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest. I am trying to be more consistent on Pinterest. I know that's not something that people say every day, but it is a goal of mine. So if you're a Pinterest fan, definitely go follow me on there. I use Pinterest for everything. So back on the top, home, that's just the page we explored. My next tab is digital products, and so I actually have two digital products. I have two zines that I made Alchemical Sunsets last year. I have a couple tutorials on my channel going over how I made it, and then I just recently did this one. I also have a video over how I made that. They are digital products, so you will not, if you decide to purchase these, you will not get a physical product. You'll get a PDF, which then you can choose to print however you like. I do have the Alchemical Sunsets one printed, and again, I have a video going over that, and I'm gonna do the same thing for Timeless. So if y'all are interested, that's an option available. The next thing is I have a link to my blog. So it's called The Diary of a Philosopher, even though I'm not that philosophical, but I have my Substack linked here. So if you are interested in seeing my thoughts written out, I guess go check that out. If you're like, damn, she talks a lot. No, I'm just kidding. And then, of course, the About Me section. Very good aesthetic choice, just putting my name and then just a little bit about me. Great stuff. Stationery. So this is under development. As I said, I guess that's the news I can go ahead and announce, that I am planning on releasing some stationery, so stick around for that. Definitely subscribe if you want to see how that comes out. And then books. Proof that I'm a writer. To me, that was just like a little jab at myself, because I'm always just like, I'm a writer, but I don't have any books. And I'm like, am I a real writer? And I don't know if other writers can relate to this, that you feel like, oh, I have to be like a successful published author to be a real writer. And it's like, no, you don't. All you have to do is write. So just write stuff. And so there's proof that I'm a writer, I guess. And I have just a chain right there. Now, the fun part about this is that it is free. So if you are interested in reading the collection, all you have to do is add to cart, and then it will just ask you for your email so it can send you the link to download it. But I don't know how much longer that offer is going to last, just because I am thinking about changing some things on the website, some more things on the website, and definitely what I write. So if you're interested, definitely check it out now before it's gone. And then love letters. This is my Valentine's Day project. So I'm actually offering custom Valentine's Day letters / poems. How this works is you just fill out a form, and then from there I will craft a poem. Like always, this is the part of the video where my footage gets deleted, so I'm just going to finish my voice over really quick. So again, I'm offering custom love letters / poems for Valentine's Day. What you do is you will add to cart, and then after you have paid, you will receive a link to fill out a form. It'll just be asking for details about your relationship, like what are some things you like, what are things that remind you of them, what are things you do together, and then from there I will craft a poem, and I will offer up to 2 free revisions. After that, you will receive a digital download that you can then choose to distribute however and whenever you would like. And so I guess this is my way of giving the love that I don't have. No, I'm just kidding. But I think it's just a really cool way to let somebody know that you think about them in detail, because one thing I'm realizing, and this is me being self-absorbed, is that like not everybody can always eloquently put into words how they feel about somebody. So I'm kind of just being that medium for you, but this is technically all your work, all your original ideas. Think of it like if you're, I guess, feeding ChatGPT some details and be like, oh, this is what I admire about my person, please form me a poem. Which, I mean, you could give them a ChatGPT poem, or you could get one with, I think, a little bit more expertise. If you read through that little blurb, you will see that I have been published in a couple of literary journals, so I would say I have some experience writing poetry, but that is my Valentine's Day product offering. And with that, we have reached the conclusion of our tour. Just to recap, I love using Fourthwall. It's really easy to use, simple, it lets you have a variety of products, and you can just really make a very cool professional looking website. And so if y'all are interested in seeing a more in-depth tutorial of how to use Fourthwall or have any questions on it, feel free to drop those down in the comments and I will get back to y'all. And thank y'all so much for watching as always, and I will see y'all next time.